Hi, good evening. Let's begin the presentation. These are the topics that we are going to cover today. We humans are constantly engaged in negotiations with friends, family, colleagues, groups, teams, and also ourselves. Our negotiation skills depend on one core identity, appreciation, and affiliation. Identity can be political, value driven, part of a group, etc. We all want to be appreciated by others, and we tend not to appreciate others that much, and others expect the same. There is a natural tendency to yearn for affiliation, and so that can give power or edge over the other groups. How do you actively negotiate a high stakes negotiation when you're actively fighting your own conflicting positions, like a tug of a war? And how to control your worst instincts and feed the bad wolves in your mind. Shapiro's book titled Negotiating the Non-Negotiable Deals with the Tribe's Effect and the Lures that form the basis and how to counter-react and retrain the focus back to honest and mutual beneficial negotiations in a conflict situation. The following analysis provides details about the book and its application on real project that I had worked on. Conflicts and emotionally charged negotiations. Um, Tell me when you have recently been involved with emotionally charged conflict negotiations. When your colleague does not finish the task and you're waiting on that to pick up. When you ask a simple question, he or she may feel threatened and ignore your request. In turn, you may avoid that person and go to other. In turn, that person would feel left out, and this non-cooperation between two individuals will continue until they understand the root cause and address it. What is a tribe's effect and how you know you are in it? So here's the situation. Say you're part of ERP implementation project and the project progress is lagging behind the schedule. When asked about the issues in the team meeting, development teams blame functional team or the business team about the incomplete requirements. Functional teams blame technical teams about missing out in the initial requirement development. When watching a football games at sport, spouse and kids support the opposing team. So, congratulations, you're in a tribe. It's a classic case of me versus you, us versus them mindset. So, when you are in the mindset of this tribe, ability to being an honest negotiator is out of the window. Shapiro explains in his book the root cause of tribes effects that must be addressed before working on a conflict negotiation. There are five lures of tribes effect that need to be checked against a team or individual's inner conflicts. The reason you're in a tribe is pretty basic, that your identity is threatened, and we tend to defend our turf when someone encroaches our space. It could be that the sales team not bothered about the product defects and decrease customer service. They would simply lay the blame at manufacturing other teams. This sets off turf war, and they all defend their groups, teams, instead of addressing the customer service issues. So this is like a classic example. Here it shows us versus them, me versus you. So these are the five lures of tribes effect as described by Shapiro in his book, Vertigo. A complete state of mind and constantly thinking. The relationship consumes emotional energies. Um, Here are the vertigo concepts, the relation with the tribes effect, taboos, and identify politics. Well, acknowledging a taboo exists is essential for any negotiation. So here's the REACH framework to address the five lures of tribes effect the Shapiro offers to check the strength of connections with other individual. The stronger the connection, the better for you to be not in sustained conflict with others. The REACH framework offers that measure of connection. We can look into this in detail. Here it shows in the scenario below. So here's the tribe's effect on the project. The project to modernize US plants and close one out of five plants. Say each plant have their own KPIs and then sticking to position that they should not be cut and go after other plants. So this is like a classic tribe effect. Plant one versus plant two. So here's the leadership efforts. Uh, this essentially closely follows with the integrative dynamics technique. This technique pulls away from a tribal to communal mindset. There are three characteristics in this. They are cooperative, do not consider other team as a mortal enemy, cooperate for greater good for the company at stake, compassionate, open, connecting with other tribes could eventually lead to porous barriers and thus paving open communication with other teams. Also, leaders pointed out that it is important to listen to learn, even in a charged situation. Ask questions and respond to awkward comments by actively listening to other group or tribe. And the leadership term slightly nudged the teams to pay attention into their input and reconcile other differences. They are the boss team. So acceptance versus change, reconciling. Most of us resist the change. That's what is shown in here. So removing the turf battles, autonomy versus affiliation. Well, turf battles should be minimized for better negotiations. And here's the application of the REACH framework. Recognition of existence, empathy, understanding, care. And application of the REACH framework. And here's the conclusion. Performing REACH framework help plans better handle the negotiations, and revenge is not an option. must acknowledge others' coexistence. Thank you.